ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm eating a biscuit. Let me put it down a little bit unprofessional. I thought I'd be able to do it while eating a biscuit. I can't. Welcome back to the channel. Episode 19 of the Southampton career mode. And today is a little bit of a, it's more of a chilled episode, you know, where we got the beginning of the season. It's preseason, transfer window stuff. And we are starting this new season with our first signing of it. Mario Hermoso joins us from the La Liga, from Espanyol, young centre-back, 24 years old. You see he comes to us with a 74 overall. Can play left-back, can play centre-back. However, he's one of the players who I feel like he's a typical signing that I would make. I feel like he's got a lot of potential. He's got everything I would want in a centre-back. And hopefully he can do a real good job for us. Now we take a look at some of our objectives. Youth development is the same as last season. I feel like it's pretty hard objective. We failed the first one. Brand exposure, you see right there. Continental success, see right here. Champions League, they want us to reach the quarterfinal. I think that's kind of insane. Don't you? Like, that's kind of crazy. Premier League, they want us to finish in Champions League place. And FA Cup, I think it was like quarterfinal again. I just missed that. Long term, within 2 seasons, they want us to do something. I completely forgot. I forgot what my objectives were. Recorded it a while ago. But the youth development one, I think that's a highlight. I know I'm Southampton and I got a lot of expectations to build up young talent, but don't you think that's like really difficult? Like, they wanted me to play 2 players signed from the youth academy in 50% of the games, half the games. I think that's where it's at least. Like, that's crazy. What? Like, that's tough. Half the games. That's a lot of matches for 2 players signed. Like, that's a lot. But starting preseason, I really wanted to do preseason because there's a lot of players who, like, I want to take a look at, and like I need to know how they're gonna perform before we get started in the season. You saw the lineup right there. Players like Sofiane Boufal and Carrillo, who were both on loan for us last season. But you take a look at the lineup right there, and we actually have 2 players. I mean, the lineup is gone now, but you have 2 players who, I mean, they have a big future. They're not actually, I don't think they were starting in this one. I'm not gonna, let me lead. I think they played in the next game. I played only 2. I played 2 or 3. I think I played 2 games of the preseason in this episode, and then I skipped the other ones. I think it was 2. I'm not completely sure. Forgive me, as I may have forgotten, but we're playing against Valencia in this one. Areola was making his debut, as you see, in goal, making the first save. It's going to be interesting. Haven't decided who I'm going to play as the main keeper for this season. Obviously, Areola was signed on a pre-contract. Towards the end of the season, though, Angus Gunn was brilliant for us, and we did go a goal behind 18 minutes into this one. Areola couldn't make that save, and it is, I mean, you could blame Hermoso for not attacking that ball on his debut, unfortunately. Not doing well enough. Has to do a little bit better on that one to get to the ball first, basically. Actually, as a defender, you always have to do that. You have to get to the ball first, no matter what. We were able to draw level, however. Sofiane Boufal, starting on the left-hand side, was put through in on goal. And he was able to tuck it away real nicely, real confidently. It's a nice finish from the Moroccan international. Just tucking it away past the Valencia keeper. We came forward again 36 minutes in. But charging forward, we play it across to the right here. Nathaniel Klein getting into the box. Brilliant little dummy from the right back, and he scores his first goal since rejoining Southampton. Obviously not a competitive match, however, it's his first goal. It is what it is. Like, you gotta accept that. So coming forward into the second half now, it's a brilliant ball played. I think it was Hermoso who played it into Sofiane Boufal, cutting in, and you see, plays it to Højbjerg. Got a couple players to his right, finds one of them, and back of the net there is Mario Lamina tucking it away nicely. I mean, I decided to go with a pretty strong lineup, as you guys see. So, I mean, it's a good test to see how we might fare in the Champions League. Because playing against a team like Valencia, I'm pretty sure Valencia qualified as Ampadu, who came on in defensive midfield for this game. A position I'm not too sure. I think I might like play him there a little bit more. If he could do stuff like that, well, there's no reason not to, I don't think. Especially, I mean, looking to get more games this season. If he could step in the defensive midfield a few times, I see no problem with that. Brilliant finish from the youngster. And all of a sudden, we're 4-1 up after going a goal down early on in this game. I almost called him Villarreal. Valencia came forward again. Kevin Gamero with a brilliant header. I think he climbed over Kevin? Wesley who? Or was that Hermoso again? No, that was who? climbed over who. I don't actually know. I can't really see. But there's. Let me brighten up my shit so I can see a little bit better. There's Hermoso coming off the pitch. We did simulate the next game in the Champions League, fucking preseason. I have a Champions Cup, almost a Champions League, Champions Cup, and we did get a win. So obviously we go into the knockout stages, into the transfer window now. Zivkovic signing for Arsenal. Obviously not the Zivkovic we all knew was supposed to be the next big thing because everyone believes FIFA all the time. Ciro Immobile going back to Dortmund. Interesting signing right there. I know a couple of people would have like to see that happen in real life, like my boy Wolfie. I mean, they got Paco Alcafa now, so doesn't really matter either way. He's doing a good job for them. Just big signings going around all round. Daniel Pereiro signing for AC Milan. That's a very good signing. I like seeing signings like this happen, like these realistic type signings. We played against a team called Cali Deportivo. Of course, we were gonna sub that. Sim that because we have to win that. Marcelo Brozovic for 20 million goes to Leicester City. 20 million for Marcelo Brozovic. That's crazy. He's valued at 15 million in that game. That's insane if you ask me, bars. Memphis Depay going to Atletico. I like just all round. I'm seeing signings that I could see happening in real life. Memphis Depay looking like an absolute beast in this game. But you see, we did go into a little bit. Claude Puel just secured Marcelo Brozovic, and we were having some talks with Claude Puel. You could decide yourself whether we were going to buy someone or let someone go. Now we're in talks with Lopetegui. And this is a new feature. I'm going to let you guys see who we might be in talks with. You do see the results of the talks with Claude Puel as we secured our second signing of the season. Ben Chilwell joining from Leicester City. This, from the beginning, from episode 1, season 1, this was a signing that I really had my eyes set on making. A long-term successor for Ryan Bertrand. Doesn't necessarily mean that he'll come straight in and replace Ryan Bertrand, but we want a long-term successor for Ryan Bertrand, and I feel Ben Chilwell is the perfect one to do that. Young English left back, signing for just 10 million. Again, it's a perfect RainKeroseneyt signing. You can't tell me that's not a bargain and a half. 11.6 million for Ben Chilwell. What a signing. But now we're getting into another preseason match, and I want to show you some of the players who are starting. Ben Chilwell obviously getting a start at left back right here, but you're going to look at our two central midfielders starting this way. You see one of them on the right here. I'm not going to tell you his name. Well, you see his name from the title, but we're going to show you the two central midfielders, D. Van der Meer and D. Van der Meer. If you have been on this channel for a while, you know who Van der Meer is, and you know how important it is that we have his younger brothers, twins. No, they ain't twins. One is older than the other. But Daniel Van der Meer and Danny Van der Meer in the central midfield spots. You see one of them right there. Number 32 is Daniel. And the other one, 35, is Danny. The only way I can tell the difference is one has a beard and one doesn't. EA done me so nicely with these youth players. They really gave me two Van der Meers, similar age. They look similar. Daniel and Danny. You can't tell me EA ain't trying to get me to start storylines right here. But like I said, if you watch the West Brom career mode from FIFA 17, you know Maxwell Van der Meer was a youth player we promoted, and he turned out to be a legend. He turned out to be a legend. So we've got his two brothers, both young, both talented, and I can't wait to see how they perform throughout this series. Sofiane Boufal scored his second goal of preseason from the spot, coming forward again, trying to bend one, and it must have moved a little bit in the air because the keeper was looking a little bit troubled by that one. Danny Van der Meer coming forward now, playing it out wide to Sofiane Boufal. He's got players coming forward, he pulls it back, and Danny Van der Meer scores on his Southampton debut. Oh, it's just working out so well. These two, oh, I really hope we can get them into the first team at some point. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, their overalls aren't very good. Their ratings aren't very good. But of course, we're going to train them up and we're going to try and make it happen. Danny Van der Meer played in again. And Danny Van der Meer scores a double on his debut. Now, Daniel was a little bit quiet. Danny Van der Meer is the younger brother. So you see right here, this one, again, the only real way to tell the difference is one has a beard and one doesn't. Danny Van der Meer is the younger brother by only a few months. I think when I promoted him, he was 17. Daniel was 18. So he's the younger brother, but he seems to have the higher upside. But we will wait and see. Barcelona secured a signing of Dele Alli elsewhere, and Crystal Palace secured a signing of Alberto Moreno. Again, more signings. I just like these signings. realistic. I can see them happening. You know, Sevilla signed Weigl, and then more business, including us. Jordi Clasie is going to leave us and go to Besiktas. 8 million is what we recruit for Jordi Clasie. I just didn't really see a place for him. And of course, I have a thing about using players and buying players who I've used in previous career modes. We obviously had Jordi Clasie in last year's Burnley career mode, so I don't really want to repeat too much and have him in this one. And again, I'm very happy set with my midfield options with Højbjerg and Lamina and Romeo and Ward-Prowse coming off the bench. Again, we went back to have some more talks with Claude Puel. You may or may not figure out what that was about. I mean, it may just be some rumors. I mean, we might have just been having a chat, me and Claude, developing a little bit of a good relationship. Chilwell is our highest selling shirt going around at the moment. Van der Meer, you see, was in there as well. Obviously making his debut recently. People know about the Van der Meer family. Manchester United signing Kieran Trippier. Again, I like that signing. Signing I could see. But we made our third signing of the season as Bertrand Traore comes in. 23.5 million secured from Olympique Lyonnais. Very happy. It's a weird one because he's a player I've always wanted to have for one of my teams. However, when signing him, I really didn't know what I was going to do with him. I don't know if I'm going to play him out wide right, because obviously that's Lucas Vazquez's position. He secured that. He nailed it down. Don't know, maybe I play him out wide left. Also, Redmond secured that position. Don't know if I'm going to play him up front. He could play in all three positions. It's interesting. It's an interesting one. You'll have to wait and see what we do with him. Another signing, our fourth signing of the episode and of the season. Federico Valverde, one of the signings I'm most excited for. Valverde coming from Real Madrid for only 7 million. Making bargains. 7 million. And to be honest, 23 million for Bertrand Traore in this day and age is again a bargain. 4 signings and 4 bargains as far as I'm concerned. Valverde with so much potential signing from Real Madrid for just 7 million. That's crazy. Another one that I like. Pablo Fornals joining PSG. Again, you got some realistic signings on on FIFA 19. Lyonnais, Olympique Lyonnais, replacing Bertrand Traore with Joseph Martinez coming from the MLS. Barcelona signed Nicolas Otamendi. It is all going down right now. And the signing and outgoing right here for us. Stuart Armstrong did leave the club. So that's what we was out there talking to Claude Puel for. We bought Chilwell. We sent them Stuart Armstrong. It wasn't part of the same deal, but, I mean, it happened. One going our way, one coming the other. Me and Claude Puel building a little bit of a decent relationship together. Piotr Zielinski decided to go for to Spurs. So that's a good replacement for Dele Alli. But that's going to be it for today's episode. You are going to see right here. This is how we're going to start the season. Community Shield against Man City. And then Huddersfield and Aston Villa, which is all going to be in the next episode. We round off the month of August with Liverpool and Brighton and Hove Albion. So that's how we're going to kick off the season. But like I said, today, this wraps up this episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. And season 2 is going to come thick fast. This one's going up Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to have the Goal of the Season award. And I still don't know how I'm going to do the season awards. I'm not going to do them as a separate episode. I might kind of throw them in throughout the beginning of the season. First few episodes of the season might tell you who's won what award. Or I might do it as part of the Goal of the Season award. But we will see. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.